Alright, Retro Rudy here. We're going to be doing a bit of a tips and tricks video on one of my favorite games, Battletoads Double Dragon. Today we're going to be covering level 5, kind of like the Flamethrower Gauntlet or Flame Obstacle Course. We're going to be doing it on all 4 ports. I'll leave the timestamps in the description, some cheat codes to practice. We're going to slow it down for you, do some practices, some exercises. Yeah, this was one that definitely gave me issues when I was younger. I love the game, but yeah, it took me basically 20 years to figure out. So hopefully you guys do better than me. Cheers. Alright, we're going to start with the Sega port. It's the one I grew up with. It's one of my faves. Obviously, the one you grow up with is usually your favorite port. But alright, start off, bottom left, up, up, up. Every time it disappears, you're going to move up. Top right here, you're going to go down, except all the way to the middle that time. I slow it down later on so it'll be a little bit easier to see. And then up. You can do a little exercise here. I like to do this to practice. You're just going to reverse rules. Okay, this one's going to be up, that disappears, up, that disappears, up. So once the top right one disappears, you're going to go all the way down to the middle. And then that bottom right one disappears, and then you're clear. Up, up, up. So the same thing you would have done on the left side at the start. I think I ran out of the room, so I didn't want to mess with that anymore, so I'm just practicing that right side. Say you have a problem with that right side, you keep doing that. I chickened out on that one. So all the way down to the middle, that disappears, and then you're good, clear. And here we go. Alright, as promised, we're going to show this slow down. That goes at the bottom left. You start advancing. That one disappears, 2. And then that one disappears, 3. Up to the top. And then once this one on the top right disappears, you're going to do one long stride to the middle one. And then once that disappears, bottom right, you advance and you're clear. Alright, so next step is going to be a lot more difficult, so we're going to break it down. Just follow my arrows. We're going to name them Flame 1, Flame 2, Flame 3, Flame 4, Flame 5, Flame 6. So follow my arrows. We're going to start with Flame. Once Flame 1 disappears, we're going to get on the ladder. Just before Flame 2 here, almost that it's burning you. Once Flame 2 disappears, you go up right away. Once you see that Flame 2 disappear, go straight up. You can see I just barely got it. No room for error on that one. A millisecond off, you're done. So the Flame 4 disappears, we're going to go down. Flame 5 disappears, we're going to go down just before Flame 6. And then Flame 6 disappears, we're clear. Alright, we're going to do this a couple times in real time just to get the flow of things. Same sort of practice as we did for the first one, except this is quite a bit more difficult. As you can see later on, I get burned, I'm pretty sure. But just keep practicing, and we'll touch base in a bit. Alright, last but not least, I'd probably say out of the 4 ports, this is the hardest to time. Because right when that bottom one disappears, you gotta go right away. If you're a millisecond off, you're done. So, I'll show you a couple times. I definitely slow it down for you. Yeah. Definitely get cold feet a couple times doing that. Okay, I got clear there. So that one slowed down. So that bottom one disappears, I'm going right away. Don't worry about that middle one burning you, because you see how close that came to burning me at the bottom? Then you're good to go. This one took me the longest to master for sure. Alright, the last step before you fight Robo-Manus, they go a little bit easier on you. It's not as hard. So you just gotta work your way up there. I think I slow it down. I sacrificed myself a couple times there to show you guys. So once that disappears, up. There. That disappears, you go right up. Alright, slow down. That bottom one disappears, you go up. That middle one disappears, you go up. And then the top one disappears, you go up. Just make sure you don't get burned by that top one. Sometimes you go a little too fast. Alright, moving on to the NES port. It's pretty much the same as the Sega Genesis one, except one part. So I'll probably keep quiet until that part comes up. Other than that, just enjoy the gameplay. Alright, so we made it to the part that's a little bit different than the Sega and Game Boy version. It's the same on the Super Nintendo one, but it's a little bit easier. There's just a little bit of a gap in between. So I'll show you in the next one. Once that middle one disappears, we go up right away at the start. You can even start going when you feel it's about to disappear and get yourself a little bit of a head start. Some people even go on the ladder, but I don't think it's necessary. As you can see, that middle one disappears, you go up right away. And then you're clear. It's the same as the Super Nintendo one too. Alright, last but not least, we're going to do the Game Boy one. It's a little bit easier because we only have 2 flames opposed to 3. But it still has its challenges, but same sort of deal. I have a crappy controller, so I slipped there. Bottom left, and then top left disappears, you go straight up. The same thing here. Once that top right one goes, you're going to want to move down, and then that bottom right one goes, you press down right away. Once you see it disappear, you go straight down. Okay, bottom left, advance. Bottom left, there we go. Up, pause. Then that top left one disappears, go. Okay. Same sort of thing, except moving down. And this one was a little frustrating because I don't have a game genie. Then I had to go start all the way from the beginning and try this again. So I'm not the best at this port, but I'll probably come back to it. But apologies if I didn't get the best footage on that one. But same sort of deal as the Super Nintendo. Gap one and Nintendo. Same sort of deal here, same pattern, except it might be a little bit faster, so you might want to pick it up. Once that bottom right one disappears, make sure you have a good controller, because it's very frustrating when you don't have one like me. Alright, so this one's a little difficult. I'm pretty sure I slowed it down for you guys, so you can check that out. Same sort of deal as the Sega Genesis one. You got to move right away, right quick, as you can see. Once that bottom one disappears, I'm moving up right away and pressing that up button as fast as possible. Sometimes you get stuck, which can be pretty frustrating, but that pretty much covers it. That's all 4 ports. Cheers. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you took something out of it, and I know how hard Battletoads games can be, so that's why I made the vid. I definitely feel like Rash lying there unconscious after doing all 4 of these ports. It was definitely a wild ride, but it definitely gets it's fun though. It gets a little easier after you practice it a couple times. Make sure you drop a comment if you have any questions, or drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and I might do another video like this in the future. Until next time, have a good one.